of your rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Cross Country Edition, and my guest for this week's show was none other than sophomore runner on the women's cross country team, Lucrezia Povero. Lucrezia, thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah, anytime. Let's start by getting to know you a little bit better. The first thing to point out when we talk about you is that you are from Italy. You're from Asti, Italy, correct?
Yes.
Now, how did you find Menlo, or I guess maybe the better question is, how did Menlo find you all the way over there?
So I find Menlo through Google Campus, an agency that helps you to get scholarships. They gave me 12 options, and I choose Menlo because of the location first, and also because I like the school and the classes.
It's hard to beat the California Bay Area, of course.
I know, yeah.
Had you been out here before?
No, it was my first time in California. I've been in Pennsylvania and Colorado before, but never here.
What brought you out to Colorado?
My family has a winery, and they had a business in Denver.
All right, right on. Now, when people hear your accent, I mean, obviously they can tell you're probably not from here.
Yes.
Do people get you mixed up with being from somewhere else?
No, my accent is pretty strong, so people recognize that I'm Italian.
They usually have a pretty good idea right off the bat. You've been running on the cross-country team since you've gotten here at Menlo College. Was that something you wanted to do collegiately, or did Coach Dan have to try and kind of push you to become a runner?
So I always loved running and working out, but I had never had the occasion to be in a team before coming to Menlo. So when I checked the Menlo website before coming here, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be incredibly awesome joining the cross-country team. And when I was here, I reached out to Coach Dan, and he made me try out, and I was happy to join the team.
And the rest of it is history after that?
Sorry?
The rest of it is history after
Yes.
that. Now you're a runner, now you're a star. Let's talk a little bit about the team now. The cross-country season nearly over for you ladies and for the guys as well. One more meet left on the schedule. It's the GSAC Championships. What has preparation been like this week for the tournament?
So we still practice hard, but with the practice are less intense, so we are not going to be tired for the competition. Particularly in sport performance, we do a lot of stretching, so we are sure that we'll be really fresh for the conference.
Now, the men's team is full of young runners. That's been the case all season long, but they've still been very impressive on that side. It looks like there might be a very bright future for this men's cross-country program with, again, a host of freshmen and Noble being a sophomore. What are your thoughts on what the men have done this year?
So they had excellent performance so far, and I think they have an enormous potential because, as you mentioned, they are all really young, and so they have many years of cross-country ahead of them, and I'm sure they will have really good satisfaction.
Now, the next question I have for you, I'm going to open this up to both the men's and the women's side. Which runner has impressed you the most, whether it's been just from a pure talent standpoint or the way that they've improved from week one until now?
I think Noble has impressed me since we both joined the team last fall, not only because of his undisputed talent, but also because of his really strong leadership, his willingness to help everyone, and his strong commitment to the team.
Undisputed talent is a good way to put it, because it's hard to go against him when he's finished first place on the men's side every single race of his collegiate career. Ever since you got here with him, he's been in first place. So I think talent is a right way to describe how he is. Now, you've run the course at Johnson Springview Park before. That's where the GSAC champions are going to be held, up in Rockland. What is preparation like for someone who's never run this course before?
I think it's really important to know the path, so you know what you are going through, because cross country it's a really psychological sport. So if you know exactly what the path is gonna be, you are mentally prepared to do it, and it's easier.
Now, it might not be that easy for a lot of people this week because rain expected to come in here to the Bay Area. What's it going to be like running on an all dirt course that's going to be bogged down by the mud?
Well, Well, I never raced with the with the rain, and so I don't know how it's gonna be. But we always work out with every weather condition. And Coach Dan always tell us that if rain are affecting us, it also affect all of their runners. So maybe it's also gonna be fun. Like our first meet this semester was incredibly warm. But for me it wasn't really bad because we have a really warm summer in Italy, so I was used to run in warm weather, and so even if it was hard, it wasn't so bad as everyone will expect it.
What do the temperatures get like in Italy during the summer? I'm curious.
Like in the warmest day, also like 38, 40 Celsius, but not every day. But
jeez, I don't know my Fahrenheit to Celsius converter, but I know that when you get up to 38, 40 degrees Celsius, that's a scorcher.
Yeah, particularly because it's really humid over there compared to here.
Oh, you guys have the humidity out there too? Oh, forget it. I spent the summer on the East Coast this year. I was in Maryland, right by Pennsylvania, and it was the first time I've ever really been in humidity. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it at all. I'll take the dry heat here. I don't like humidity. I don't know how you guys deal with it out there.
Yeah, I think that California is the perfect weather for sports.
Even better that you chose it because it is, like you said, the perfect spot.
Sorry?
Even better that you chose it because it is the perfect spot.
Yeah.
Just like you said at the very beginning. There's a lot of talent in the GSAC championships. Of course, you're going up against some of the best runners in the conference. What are some of the keys to a race like this and going up against runners on both sides who you know are going to be very good?
So I think that you have to keep in mind that whichever will be the result, it's going to be a success because completing a 5K is always a success. And also we have to be honored to be in the same race of so talented and prepared people. However, we also have to keep in mind that we work hard to be fast and to have the shortest time, and so we have to know that it's whichever the result is going to be, it's going to be fine, but also that we have to do our best to be fast.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, if there are any difficulties, it's affecting everybody, not just Menlo College. All right, let's get into the final segment of the show, Lucrezia. It's called Brownie Bites. I'm going to ask you 3 random off-the-wall questions. You give me your best answer. Question number 1. Which teammate would have the hardest time speaking Italian?
I think Logan Pine. I wouldn't picture him speaking Italian. Yeah.
No, he probably wouldn't do too good at it, and I don't think I would either. I think we have the bond. We have the mustache thing. I don't think someone like Logan would be very good at that. Question number 2, which teammate hates Italian food the most?
I think that no one will eat
one.
Italian food. It's just so good.
I will agree with you on that. Italian food is easily some of the best food, so I don't blame you that everyone would like it. And then question number 3, I did some research and I saw that volcanoes are very prominent in Italy. There's a lot of volcanoes, or at least compared to the rest of the European countries. So which teammate would be most likely to hike a volcano?
Probably Rachel, because she completed the Alpha Marathon, so maybe she wouldn't have problem to hike a volcano as well, even if it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, maybe. Have you ever done it before?
No, I've actually never been in a volcano because they are in the southern part of Italy, and I'm from the north. But I would love to go there. Yeah.
About how far of a drive is it from where you're at to where those volcanoes are at, north to south?
I think that at least 10-hour driving.
Wow, okay.
And most of them are in Ireland, so you probably have to fly for an hour or to take a boat to go there.
Okay, so it's not just as simple as saying, oh, you're just driving from Northern California to Southern California. Then you have to go on a boat or fly or something like that.
Yeah, actually, no, the Vesuvio is driving, so you can go there with a car, and it's gonna be around the 10 hours. Yes,
Perfect.
I had in mind the volcanoes in Sicily. Sorry.
Put it on the bucket list. You got to do it one time.
Yeah, I would love it.
Maybe Rachel will join you.
Yeah.
Right, Rachel? Come on! Come on. She's basically giving you an invitation to go hike a volcano. Make it happen.
Next summer.
Next summer, exactly. Lucrezia, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks to you.
You're very welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, the final meet of the cross-country season is on the way. It is coming up on November 4th, that Saturday. The GSAC Championships hosted by William Jessup University at Johnson Springview Park. It is an all-day meet. It starts 8:30 in the morning for the men's, and the women's team will begin shortly after. This is the final Unrooted episode of the cross-country season. Don't forget to tune into all the other episodes of Unrooted we have scheduled for the winter months, including wrestling, women's basketball, and men's basketball. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you coming up here soon with the winter sport editions of Unrooted coming up. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover that I know you can't afford. Bite that tattoo on your shoulder.